I'm joined tonight by Lara Clements from the WI and the editor of Retail Week, George MacDonald. It's great to have you both on the programme. And Lara, we're just talking about your area. You're the Borough Bells, aren't you? So you've got a great local high street there. But what does the whole of the WI think about the state of our high streets in the UK at the moment?
I guess the WI is a very diverse organisation. So we're in 6,500 communities across the UK. And overall, we think that the high street's in a state of crisis, but it's not. There are practical things at a grassroots level the WI can offer and bring. So I think for us, it's about the practical steps you can take and understanding that no one size fits all, that every WI needs to tailor it to their own local situation. So,
George, do you think there is a crisis on a high street? Do you think the WI have got it right here?
I think a lot of retailers have been under pressure. Some have gone bust. A lot, particularly independent retailers, are finding life very hard. I think what would really help retailers of all sizes are things like easy parking and lower business rates. They're absolutely knocking the heck out of retailers.
Yeah, that's two very valid points. What else do you think needs to change? Because you've done a lot of research on this, haven't you?
Yeah, from our perspective, we definitely think that business rates and some of the structural issues around transport, accessibility could be improved to help people shop locally. We also know from our members that in our local area that sometimes some of the barriers to shopping locally are things like price and also just choice. So I think it's about reinforcing some of the things that shopping locally can mean shopping at your local market. It doesn't mean necessarily going to lots of expensive independent stores, but actually sometimes it won't cost you more to shop locally.
Price is so important, isn't it? We've had so many tweets on this issue. This is from Christine Robinson, who says we don't have a duty to save the high street, just like shops don't have a duty towards customers. Why go to the same boring and often more expensive shops when we can buy cheaper products elsewhere? And Marta says, I see where they're coming from, but it's very difficult as money is so tight. You have to go where the offers are. Many of my local shops are quite expensive and I have to do what I can to save money. And I suppose, George, a lot of people say, why should we prop up a failing business, a failing shop, if it's not responding to this?
Well, people certainly have less money in their purses to spend, so they are extremely price conscious. You can get great prices on the high street, whether it is the chain stores, you think of Aldi or Primark, or whether it's the independents. I don't think independents are always necessarily more expensive.
Lara, so you're a formidable force, aren't you? Slow clapping Tony Blair into his very red face years ago, and you've done an awful lot of work for midwifery and changing legal aid. What are your women going to do about it? How are you going to save our high streets?
Well, I think we're all going to sign a high street pledge. So over the next year, local schemes will set up. So I think some areas will choose to support local businesses with shopping, but actually it's not just about shopping, it's about thinking about how we can use the community spaces more. In some areas, it's about improving the local environment to make it more of a destination. So that could be things like guerrilla gardening. In our local area, we are going to do a sort of rolling programme of trying to highlight to members how they can do more in the local area.
Just briefly, George, do you like the sound of that?
Yeah, I think everyone wants vibrant high streets. It needs good shops, independent and multiple.
OK, we'll leave it there. Guys, thank you very much for joining us tonight.